Dear students, now we are going to see an interesting postmodern play, The Real Inspector Hound, written by Tom Stoppard. This is the image of Tom Stoppard. He is a Czech-born British playwright, journalist, and drama critic. The themes found in his works are human rights, political freedom, and psychological thematic of society. He has received numerous awards and honors, including an Academy Award, Laurence Olivier Award, and 5 Tony Awards. Let us enter into the play, The Real Inspector Hound. The Real Inspector Hound is a one-act play. It is structured as a play within a play. The Real Inspector Hound belongs to the theatre of the absurd. The play is a parody of Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap. It is a comedy about a series of horrible murders that take place both on stage and off stage. There are two theatre critics, Birdboot and Moon. They are assigned the work of reviewing a play in London. Birdboot is a first-string theatre critic and Moon is a second-string theatre critic. Both of them have their own personal problems. Birdboot is a womanizer who is cheating his wife Myrtle. And the problem of Moon is he aspires to come up in rank and considers Hicks is superior as his rival. He even wishes that Hicks is dead. Both of them get ready to watch the play. The play within play is set in Muldoon Manor. The owner of this manor is Albert Muldoon and his wife is Cynthia. Albert Muldoon went for a walk on the cliffs 10 years earlier and was never seen again. Mrs. Dredge enters the drawing room and turns on the radio. An announcement about an escaped madman is heard. Mrs. Dredge sweeps the room without noticing a dead body which lies in the same room. She attends a telephone call and answers no such person resides there. A suspicious character, Simon Gascoigne, arrives and informs Mrs. Dredge that he wants to meet Cynthia. He wishes to break up with Felicity, who is the friend of Cynthia. Both Felicity and Cynthia are playing tennis in the garden. A tennis ball bounces through the window into the drawing room and Felicity follows it. She is very happy to see Simon there. But after knowing his intention, she threatens to kill him. Simon seems to be in love with Cynthia. Cynthia also follows Felicity. But after knowing the intention of Simon, she refuses his love as she is still in love with her husband and she wants to remain loyal to him. She also threatens Simon to kill him if he disturbs her. Magnus, who seems to be the half-brother of Albert, arrives and is seen confined to the wheelchair. He also is in love with Cynthia. Mrs. Drudge invites all the characters to play a card game. While they are playing cards, they listen to the radio announcement that the madman is supposed to be near the Muldoon Manor and the bad weather prevents the police from entering in. All the characters wonder who the madman may be. During the break, the critics tried to compose their reviews. Inspector Hound finally enters the manor and inquires if they have any trouble. He speculates a story about the madman. Suddenly, Inspector Hound discovers the dead body, which is not noticed by any other character. When they suspect Simon is the madman and the murderer, Simon strolls on the stage and identifies the dead man. A shot fires and he too falls dead. The scene concludes here. When there are no characters on stage, the telephone rings on the stage. Since no one is attending the call, Moon on impulse goes to the stage and attends it. The caller turns to be Myrtle, Birdboot's wife. The phone is handed over to Birdboot. Again the play continues and Birdboot takes the place of Simon. A tennis ball bounces, Felicity enters, and the dialogues are unchanged. Now it is seen Birdboot is playing the role of Simon. Moon urges Birdboot to leave the stage, but he doesn't. Birdboot, just like Simon, identifies the dead body as Hicks and is immediately shot dead. Moon rushes to the stage and is addressed as Inspector Hound. Moon tries to return to his seat, but he finds Simon and Inspector Hound occupying the critic's chair. Magnus asks Moon if he is the real Inspector Hound. Moon admits that he is not. Other characters agree that Moon is the real madman. Magnus is found to be the real Inspector Hound, but Moon recognizes him as Puckeridge, his subordinate. When Moon tries to run, he is shot dead by Puckeridge. Finally, the murder mysteries in the play are solved. In the play within a play, Inspector Hound turns out to be the madman. Magnus turns out to be the real Inspector Hound and also Albert, Cynthia's long-lost husband. Outside the play within a play, Puckeridge turns out to be the murderer who aspires to become the first string theatre critic. Thus the play ends.